We did yesterday till 13th, right? Uh, I guess 12th. Till 12th we have done. 14th also. 13th we have done, right? 13th we have done because section 3 we have completed. Remembering Krishna. So first was the Arjuna's 8 questions were the what is Brahma, where, what is Adi Yagna, where he resides, right? All those questions. What is Prakriti, what is self, what is Jiva? Then what happens Antakale Chamamaya Smaran Mukta Kalivaram Yaprayati Samadbhavan Yati Asti Matra Samshaya. So one who remembers at the time of death, him only, Krishna only, then he does not takes place birth again in this world, rather he goes to the supreme abode, right? Of this there is no doubt. Krishna assures this. So again and again in each and every chapter, he is assuring that if we constantly meditate upon him, then it is sure that we will reach him, right? So how to practice remembrance, then we saw that, and from there come to the importance of remembering Krishna, right? And how to practice meditation, right? For Yoga Mishra Bhakti, we have seen Yoga Mishra Bhakti. How to remember, meditate on Krishna is Puranam, he is Kavim, he is knower of everything, he is Puranam, oldest of the older. He is Anushashidram, he is the controller, he is the Anur, Aniyamsham, he is smaller than the smallest, Dhataram, maintainer. He is Rupam, he is always having the form, and he is beyond all material conception. All big planets are floating by his energy, right? From him everything pervades. His Achintya, he is inconceivable, he is Aditya Varnam, luminous like the sun, and his Tamasha Prasad is transcendent beyond this material nature, right? This we can meditate upon him. So practice of Yoga Mishra Bhakti is, raising your life air chakra to, ultimately release your soul from your head and, fixing your mind upon him and ultimately reaching to the liberation where, the Brahma Jyoti. So what is how to do devotional service? You will start from a little bit from here, remembrance of Krishna through bhakti, how to remember him. So by constant engagement in devotional service, one who undeviatingly remembers Krishna easily attains the Lord's abode far from this miserable material world, right? So what is the benefit of doing bhakti yoga or doing devotional service in remembering the Lord continuously, constant engagement? Here one will go to the no Lord support, not will reside here in the miserable material world, right? So we need that, right? So 8.14 Ananya Cheta Satatam Yoma Smarati Yatyashaha Tasyaham Sulabha Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaha. Hare Krishna. Translation, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. For one who always remember, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Mataji. Yes.
Okay. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratap, because of his constant engagement in devotional service.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So one who ananya cheta, right? Ananya cheta, without deviation. Ananya cheta, not deviating from one's way. Ananya cheta satatam. Yo mam smriti nityasha, who always remembers. Ananya cheta, without deviation. Smriti nityasha, always remembers. I am easy to obtain. Tashyam sulabha partha. Sulabha means I am easy. It is easy, right? Constantly without deviation. One who is remembering. O son of Pratap, because of his constant engagement in devotional service, right? So how to remember him? The solution is given by devotional service. When he is easy to obtain, if one easily, without deviation, always remembering him. How can one do that? Always be in the service of the Lord. If one is in the service of the Lord, then what will happen? He will be engaged in, constantly remembering Krishna, because he will be worshipping Krishna. He will be praying to Krishna. He will be doing the arti to Krishna, and he will be doing kirtan of the Krishna. He will be listening about the Krishna, right? And he will be always, always remembering Krishna. He is eating the prasada that is offered to the Lord, that only. So like this, he will always be doing some or the other devotional service. So suppose one is gone for book distribution, then he is doing it for the Krishna. If someone has going for some talk or some for preaching purpose, right? He will be remembering Krishna. So always one who is remembering Krishna, he will be into devotional service. It will be easy for him, right? So this is the way to remember the how to practice devotional service, right? And why to practice devotional service will be in the Next no, shloka. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam shashvatam namnupavanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Hare Krishna, Babuji.
Hare Krishna. So this place is a Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Dukhalayam means full of miseries. And Ashashvatam means it is not Shashvat. That means it is not eternal. Ashashvatam, that is temporary, right? Temporary world it is Dukhalayam Asha. Mamupetya Punarjanma. After attaining me, Mahatma are the great souls who are yogis in devotion, right? They will never return because they have attained the highest perfection. So if one has attained the perfection, one has having the higher taste, will he take the lower taste? No, because since he has he has tasted the higher taste, he has been gone to the Goloka Vrindavan, there the life is blissful, and he will not come back. Why he will come back if it is if one is in a better place than this place, right? So all the 14 loka, one is gone to the one from one loka to the higher planet, attained then Krishna loka, he will not come back, right? It is it is not good, right? So some siddhim paramam gata. So best perfection is to go to the Goloka Vrindavan, not reside here. So this Krishna himself is saying this is dukhalyam ashashvatam. Never, the monist philosophy, the basically personalist philosophy says that this world is not real. This is this is false world. No, it is not false, it is a temporary world. This world is real, this material world is real, we can see it, right? We can see it, and it is real, but it is temporary, right? It is not permanent, right? Krishna comes in this world, right? Krishna has come in this world, he comes to this temporary world, he descends to this temporary world, and have the loving exchange with the souls, and and for annihilating the miscreants, and delivering the pious, he comes to this temporary world, right? So this place is Dukhalyam Ashashvatam. He himself is saying, and if we are by any chance trying to think that this world of mine at one day will become very happy, right? We will be blissful at this place, by doing material activities, then it is our, it is our foolishness that we are trying that, right? Because the temporary things are there. If we are trying the eternal things are devotional service, right? Remembering Krishna, these are eternal things, right? If we try, if on one day we do devotion service, and then there is some fall down, but one will never regret, right? The one has done this devotion service, Krishna will pull that one soul again back to the track, because they thought that, because he will know that there no, all things are temporary, all things are places of misery, right? We can see around us also, that nothing is perfect unless and until it is connected to the God, right? If we connect the air of surrounding of us to the God, then it is perfect. If we connect each and every soul to the God, then it is perfect. If you don't know there are three gunas which are acting, then you will have envy with that person, you will have hate with that person. But if one knows that yes, the Paramatma is residing in him, and the tamas guna or rajo guna is acting within him, or sato guna is acting within him, then you will be at peace that yes, Paramatma is already there, the intelligence is there. I don't need to convince that soul. Rather, the Paramatma is there already, who is watching each and everything, and he is controlled in the process of three gunas, and he does not have knowledge, right? So one will not have hate any of it, right? So if the whole world is not connected to the Lord, then it is all it is all not good, right? It is all bad only. So then what happens, and then now the Krishna will describe, okay, you will be thinking about only this world. Now he will describe all the 14 worlds, right? Now how it is Dukhalem Ashashvatam, right? So 8.16. Abrahma Bhuvanaloka Punaj Avartino Arjuna Mamupetya tu Kaunteya Punajanmana Vidyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place, right? But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again, right? From the high Brahma Bhuvanaloka, from the highest planet in the material world is the Brahma's planet, right? And to the lowest is the Patal Loka. So 14 lokas are there. But where all are places where repeated birth and death please. If one has done pious activities, he goes to the above seven planets and return back to the earth, to Mrityu Loka. And if he had done miscreant activities, then he will go to the impious planets, the lower planets, right? But where all the birth and death are again taking place, right? So one is again, all are the repeated birth and death take place. So if one wants to does not want to take his birth again, they do the carry over the again the death again. Mm. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, sorry. So here the highest planet is the Brahma. Brahma has one kalpa. One kalpa has 1,000 yugas, right? The 1,000 yugas had 1,000 yugas, yuga cycles. Where one yuga cycle consists of Sat Yuga and Dwapar Yuga and Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga and Kal Yuga, right? So there are 17,096, 17 lakh 96,000 years in the Sat Yuga, then 12,000, right? 17 lakhs 28,000 years, and 20 lakhs 96,000 is Treta Yuga. Then 8 lakh something years are uh, in our 8 lakh 64,000 years are in the Dwapar Yuga. Then in the Kal Yuga, there are 4 lakh 32,000 years, right? So this is one Yuga cycle. That of this 1,000 Yuga cycles are already in the Brahma cycles, and it is known as one Kalpas. And he lives for 100 Kalpas, right? For he lives for one Kalpa means daytime, and similarly one night time, one Kalpa is there, right? So he has 100 years of his life. So like he has trillions, 311 trillion years and 3.1 311 hundred and 40 billion trillion and 40 billion years he has the whole life, right? So this is the life of a Brahma, right? In the daytime he everything is manifested, all the lokas are manifested, and again when he sleeps, then he take rest basically, then all the lokas are destroyed, are annihilated, and again all the souls which are not delivered to the Vaikuntha planets or to the spiritual planets or to the Brahma Jyotir or to the Krishna Goloka Vrindavana and Krishna Loka planets, then what happens? Then one will remain here in the Vishnu's inside the Vishnu in the compact form, and the desires, whatever the desires are, again after again new cycle starts, and again everything is manifested as per their whatever their desires were there, again he is manifested. So like this again and again, this is Dukhalaya Shashvatam, from the highest planets to the lowest planets, again and again repeated birth and death place, right? Kalki avatar will come at the end, if those who have not delivered, to protect those for starting the Sat Yuga. He will protect the devotees, and rest all will be killed. And after then again the Sat Yuga will start, but again the birth and death will take place, because if one wants to go go above from here, then he needs to be elevated, right? So it is important that one goes from here, and at least one, if one advance to the higher planets also, then also there is chance that there are, it is said that in the Vedas, in the Vedic scriptures, that if one who are the Brahma and whose devotees who are who are totally devoted to the Krishna, then they are all transferred to the Vaikuntha planets and the Krishna Loka, right? So if one is lucky, getting above the material enjoyment, even in the above lokas, they will be going to the Vaikuntha planet. This is the Vedic Vedic scripture, that one goes to the heavenly planets, the above planets, then he go to the Brahma Loka, and again if he is constantly devoted to the Lord, then he will go to the, but it is very rare going from there, because enjoying propensity is very high there. So it is very less that devotion service is there. So it's better, in this, when it comes to the Mrityu Loka, engage oneself in the devotional service and go to the Krishna Loka, right? So all you can see in the picture that all this, heaven is at war. The Indra, the Lord Indra is always is at the Lord Indra is always at the war, right? And the Mrityuloka has all the nuclear weapons now, right? So we are also at war at many times, right? Various wars are going simultaneously. Hell is just plain all places of misery, right? So all these places are not good, right? So, O son of Kunti, he is advised, but one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never take birth again. So he is assuring, if you come to my abode, right? If you come to his Krishna is saying that if you come to my abode, right? Then never you will have to take birth, repeated birth again, right? Repeat that and birth cycle will be stopped of yours. So he is assuring again here, right? So heaven at war, earth at war, and places of misery. So section 5 will go. Comparing the material and the spiritual worlds, glories of the Supreme One. How is the Supreme Abode, right? What is the, very little detail of the Supreme Abode. Thus the characteristics of the Supreme Abode will be defined in the Bhagavad Gita. So here the material world is continually being created and destroyed, right? Beyond this ocean of creation and destruction lies Krishna's abode, where he is present and can be attained only by unalloyed devotion to him. Right? The devotion should be unalloyed, it should be aprahata, ahituki, it should be unmotivated, it should be uninterrupted, right? This kind of devotion should be to him, right? So basically, how to become, if you think that basically, you know, uh, Anashaktasya Vishanam Yutanaham Upayanjatare. One should not have any material desire. Right? Whatever one is having should be in the service of the Lord. Right? And then only, then only Vairagyam comes. Right? So this is recommended by Rupa Goswami. Anashaktasya Vishayan Yatanaham Upayanjatare. What is not, what cannot be used for the Krishna service, that should be abandoned. Right? That kind of Vairagyam should be there. Whatever is useful for the Krishna, one should do that. So by human calculation, 1,000 ages gets taken together from the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of the right. Right, one kalpa I explained, and the beginning of the Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest state, and thereafter, when the night falls, they are merged into the unmanifest again. So again and again, this cycle is going on. Again and again, cycle is going on. Right? It is not, that the death is just an exam. That one should not be fearful of the death. Basically, it is rather one is basically getting a new body every time, right? So that is just an exam day. One who is getting one should rather prepare for his lifetime for this, right? In order to pass the exam, right, our aim is to get out of this, is this uh, material body. One should have a spiritual body. If one is having spiritual body, it is eternal, right? So again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. Right? So whatever the things or whatever yoni we are, we will be annihilated. Right? So Brahma's day at beginning, Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifested. Right? Where we are when we are not unmanifested, we are into the Vishnu in the compact form. Then from there, we are one basically, again manifested. Brahma's night, at the night, Brahma they are merged into the unmanifest again. Right? So this cycle goes on. 8.20. Parastasmat tu bhavonyo vyakto vyakta sanatanah yasa sarveshu bhuteshu lyasat nasyatsu na vinashyati. Hare Krishna. Translation होता है.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yet there is another nature which is eternal and transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all living in this world is annihilated, this that part remains as it is. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So there is another nature, right? There is another nature which is eternal and transcendental to this manifested, right? So he is explaining, Krishna is explaining that this material world is basically 25%, right? Rest all is the 75%, right? So which is 75%? It is the supreme. Now he is telling about the characteristics of the Krishna Loka, right? His characteristics of the Goloka Vrindavan, Vaikuntha planets, right? It is supreme, right? Goloka Vrindavan is the supreme. It is the supreme and is never annihilated. It is always there. Krishna is always there. Krishna will never leave that. Krishna never leaves the Goloka Vrindavan and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, when all in this world is ended, that part remains as it is. So Vaikuntha planets, the Goloka Vrindavan, it is not annihilated. So one needs to come out of this, right? If one is gone there, there are various palaces made of Chintamani, various, right? The various Chintamanis various palaces are there, everyone is residing there, everyone is serving the Lord. So they are always busy in devotional service of the Lord, and they were always residing in the Goloka Vrindavan, and in the eternal form, in the spiritual world, in the with the spiritual body, everyone is there. So that is a better place. So in Bhagavad Gita, very less characteristics of it is given, but if one reads some other scriptures also, so no, in that a lot of description about the Goloka Vrindavan is given, right? So 8.21, that which the Vedantis describes as unmanifest and infallible, right? The Vedantis describe as unmanifested, right? They cannot think, so they think about the Brahma Jyoti, right? And infallible. One cannot fall from there. And that which is known as the supreme destination is the Goloka Vrindavan, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns. That is my supreme abode. So he is explaining by supreme abode how it is, right? So Vedantas are describing it as a one, it is unmanifested, described as unmanifested, because they ultimately one wants to go to the Goloka Vrindavan, right? Infallible, right? Which is known as supreme destination, right? After that, nothing else, nothing else remains, nothing else you have to go. Once you have reached there, once you have passed the exam, right, then you need to go there, right? So firstly, it is the exam when one has to fight with themselves, then one has to fight with Maya, then one has to fight with, Krishna himself will test you that, okay, why you have to come here, because when your desires should be nil, right? Desires should be unalloyed, devotion should be there, no desire should be there, and that is the pure bhakti, right? If one is following basically, the pure, the devotee who is pure, then the bhakti also becomes pure, right? If we are not pure devotees, right? But if one follows what the pure devotee does, then his bhakti becomes pure. By that, the impurities goes off and the purity comes in, right? So this is the trick to getting becoming a pure devotee, or becoming a doing a pure bhakti, right? So one needs to follow we follow Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada follows the Rupa Goswami's instructions, right? His guru's instruction was coming from Rupa Goswami. The supreme personality Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all pervading and everything is situated within him. Right? Firstly he told that on it is the supreme. He never leaves that place. So how come he is coming to the earth again and again? So he is manifested because he is pervading everywhere. Although he is present in his abode, he is all pervading, right? From the Vishnu, because Vishnu basically takes the form of Krishna, and Krishna comes, right? Krishna comes when taking the form of Vishnu, taking the form of Krishna. So Krishna is arriving because he is all pervading. By his single fragment he can come anywhere, right? So it is achintya. It is achintya. He is inconceivable, that how he is present there. Similar to the example of when 16,108 gopi wives of Krishna were there in the Dwarka. He was present everywhere. So similarly, he is all pervading. He can be present at at the same time at many places. So he is all pervading, and everything is situated with him, right? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. From him everything emanates. All the worlds, all the demigods, everything emanates from him. Right? For how to reach him, the proper understanding will be given. Tesham satata yuktam varitam priti purvakam. Those who constantly worship him, and render loving devotional service to him, dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. He gives the understanding, he gives the intelligence, so that one can goes to him, right? So this will be understood in the next chapters. In the 10th chapter it will be given. So Krishna, the description of the spiritual world. We learned the 10 descriptions of the spiritual world, that it is absolute nature, right? So the material world is not absolute. It is dukhalyam ashashvatam, right? But it is shashvat. The absolute nature is the Krishna's abode. It is eternal, right? Shashvat, free from birth and death. It is infallible, achyuta. Krishna's superior energy is opposite to the material energy in quality, right? And unlimited bliss is there, anandam is there, opposed to the material world, which is full of misery, right? It fulfills all desires, right? There are various kalpavaksha, there are various kamdhenu cows, basically supplying unlimited milk to the to the this world. And there is various kalpavakshas, we basically fulfills all kinds of desires one has. One is want to serve the Krishna, that I want to serve Krishna through this, he will get something from the kalpavriksha, then he will serve the Krishna, right? So whatever desire are there, they're all connected to the Krishna, right? All attractive, it is all attractive because Krishna's abode, and Krishna is non-different, right? So it is all attractive. It is unmanifested to the mundane eyes. One cannot reach to the this Goloka Vrindavan through the some rocket ship or something, space and time travel. One basically does, and then because 25% material world, one cannot even get out of this material world also, right? So it's not easy. Ravana tried to go to the heavenly planets. He tried to took his all his citizens to the heavenly planets, to material things, but he couldn't do that. So it's not like one can go to the heavenly planets like that. One cannot take to the heavenly planets by the citizens like just like that, and it's not easy. So transcendental to manifest and manifest. It is transcendental to the manifested and the manifested one. It is the supreme destination. One who reaches there, he doesn't has to go anywhere. It is the supreme destination, right? A place of no return, right? The one who when one who reaches there, he should he will not come back, right? So 8.23 to 28, last section it is there. The supremacy of devotion. What is the supreme? How devotional service is the best? One needs to know that in this attaining the supreme. Firstly, we discuss how to attain the supreme. Now, how on what is the supreme destination? Now we saw, and now after how the devotion is the supremacy of devotion. How devotion service is is the best in attaining the supreme. So a subsection is attaining the supreme through mystic yoga, and the second one is the supremacy bhakti in attaining the supreme. Right? How through mystic yoga and through the bhakti yoga. तो यत्र काले त्व अनावृत्तिम अवृत्तिम चैव योगिनः प्रयाता यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि भरतर्षभः. हरे कृष्ण. Translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mata.
O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which, passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here he is, Krishna is saying that, best of Arthas, how how passing away from this world the yogi does not come back, right? How the how the yogi does that, right? So yogis have different time frames. He want to go, right? They have practiced, we learned about the mystic yogi mishra bhakti. Then from there how they go to the how to go to the planets, how they go to the basically to the brahma jyoti, right? So in order to go to the brahman, the explanation is given here. So those who know the Supreme Brahman attain the Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery god in the light at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. So these are the points where that yogi knows that okay, I need to leave the body at the daytime, or during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. If these time, and then in the daytime he leaves, then he goes to the supreme Brahman, right? Supreme, that is, he goes to the basically the Brahma Jyoti, right? The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, basically the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the there are Shukla Paks and there are Krishna Paks, right? So that's or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. So one wants to go to the moon planet. You can say that okay, we are not saying any aliens Prabhuji at the moon, but it is not gross, right? The moon, the people living there in the moon planets are not gross living entities. They are spiritual living entities. So they are at the subtle level, right? They are not at the gross level, right? That's why we cannot see them. So one is going to the moon planets, they can do this. So either one wants to go there, either one wants to go there, right? 8.26, according to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. So one goes in the light or one in darkness, right? When one passes in light, he does not come back, right? If he goes in the light, he does not, but when one passes in the darkness, he returns. So these are, yogi knows that if they know that they will attempt this, and they will try, because they will be going at their will, right? Because the time of that, they one cannot ascertain, but a yogi can ascertain that okay, when I need to leave this body, they have practiced it, right? It is not recommended for the Kali Yuga. We cannot even do that completely. So it is recommended for the yogi who can do this, and then in the light he goes, right? And one person in light, he when does not come back, right? But one who is passing in the darkness will return, right? So this Krishna himself is saying, right? So yogi will try this, they will go there and basically attain the Brahma Jyoti, and the effulgence of the light, effulgence of the supreme personality of Godhead. He will go there and reside there, so he will be free from all the fourfold miseries of the life, right? But this is if one goes even accidentally also, then also he will reach the supreme effulgence also. So Brahma Jyoti, if one can attempt or one can go accidentally also, then also he will, right? So these are the various chart is given here, practitioners. The yogis, dhyanis, they go into the light, etc. The result is attain the Brahma Jyoti, right? One is the karma kandis, they go into the darkness, etc. and they attain heavenly planets and then return to the earth, right? So if one wants to go to the heavenly planet, karma kandi going to the darkness and various attempt. The devotee, what do you think, Hare Krishna? The devotee will go in, or will devotee, when what does devotee wants to go? Hare Krishna. It is the question. In the light or in the darkness? When he will want to go? Hare Krishna.
In the light, Prabhuji.
Okay, Purva Mata is saying like Ananya Mataji, Hare Krishna. Any other answer?
Mm. He wants to go to the Goloka, so in light only.
Okay, so we are thinking that if we go into the light, then we will attain Brahma Jyoti. But the we started this Bhakti Yoga, and thought that there should be unalloyed devotion. If we are thinking, if we are desiring anything, then there is no bhakti, right? Because one who loves anyone, he has no desire. He just have love for them, right? Because if one is loving someone, he just has love, right? Nothing else, nothing more. He doesn't want anything in return, right? So devotee is basically in the loving relationship with the Lord, right? There are five kinds of rasas basically. There are Shanta rasa. Shanta rasa is loving in neutrality. One is loving. One is becoming the grass in the Goloka Vrindavan. One is becoming a flute in the Goloka Vrindavan. One is becoming, the peacock feather in the Goloka Vrindavan. Anything, anything that is, is neutrality. Whatever desires as for the Lord. Shanta rasa is there. One is, Dasya rasa like Hanumanji. So Dasya rasa is there. One is Sakhya rasa is there, like Arjuna, in the friend relationship with the Lord. One is Vatsalya Rasa, as a parenthood with the Lord, and one is one Madhurya Rasa, conjugal love with the Lord, right? Like the gopis, right? So these are various various rasas one want to take, but neither of them is demanding any kind of desire, right? No desire. So devotee doesn't care, right? Devotee's attitude is he doesn't even care, right? So anytime attain Krishna Loka. So devotees has no objection when he is going, because he is the devotee of the Lord. The ye yathamam prabhadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyam. Since he has no desire, so Krishna will take him, automatically he will take personal care, right? He will take personal care to take you to the Krishna Loka, right? He will take personal care. So he will go anytime. Still he will attain the Krishna Loka. So this is the becoming of, benefit of becoming a Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yogi, or being a devotee of the Lord, right? One is having no desire. Since he is having no desire, so therefore he deserves to go to the Krishna Loka, right? Because as the with the mercy of the Guru, with the mercy of the Guru and the Gauranga, with the mercy of the Lord, right, one goes there. So no time required, right? 8127 नैतिष्यति पार्थ ज्ञानम योगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन. हरे कृष्ण. ट्रांसलेशन.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered, therefore be always fixed in devotion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here comes the answer from Krishna, right? That devotees, right? Devotees know these two paths. You know all these paths, right? That going into the day is there, night is there. But devotees has no desire, right? So since they have no desire, so they are never bewildered, right? They will be never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. So it's better to be fixed in devotional service, right? If one is into the devotion, the supremacy of the devotion is given here. The Krishna gives the supremacy of the devotion. So one who is a bhakta, who is a devotee, is supreme, right? He is supreme over the yogis also, because he doesn't even care that whenever you want to take me, Lord, wherever you require my service, whatever service I could be of help, you just place me there, I will be of service. You want me to go to the Narkaloka, I will go there. You want me to go in heavenly planets to serve you, I will go there. Just keep me involved in your service, right? it's best to try to the Krishna Loka, right? So although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion, right? Like the Rupa Goswami, right? They were on the Rupa Goswami, all the Shad Goswami, right? Always in the service of the Lord, always dedicated to the service of the Lord. They don't even care. Srila Prabhupada didn't care that when he is going, right? He is the pure devotee. He has never cared that oh, no, when he wants to go. He does in the dependent on the Lord. He is just serving the Lord. He on the last day of the when he was leaving his body on his disturbance day also he was basically what he was doing, he was still reciting, he was giving the lecture, he was giving the he is still the translating his the Bhagavatam, was still giving the meaning of the shloka, the purport of the shloka, that was all being recorded. At the last moment also he was continuously preaching. So this is this is moment of Hare Krishna moment is basically a preaching moment, right? So it is always recommended we all should preach, to the fallen souls, so that one can reach, because the Kali Yuga is at its peak. It is getting more and more powerful day by day, because it is said by the Lord himself. So it is fixed. The Kali Yuga will become more and powerful, right? It will not happen that the previous generations were bad and next generation are becoming good. No, the Kali Yuga is basically is there. It is becoming powerful day by day, and it is only 5,000 years has been passed, right? So it is a critical situation, right? So last shloka of this chapter. Vedeshu yagneshu tapashu chaiva daneshu yat punyaphalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. Hare Krishna. Translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing austere sacrifices, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and spiritual activities. At the end, he reaches the supreme abode. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, if you are accepting the path of devotion service, then you don't need to follow, whatever the Vedas has prescribed by the Vedas. You will say that manual is given by the, manual is given by the Lord. One needs to read that. No, you don't have time. This is Kali Yuga. Your Acharya, the Srila Prabhupada, your Guru has already mentioned that, okay, a spiritual version, okay, you don't need to do that. Okay, just go through some books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, like all these books are, and even if you go to only two books, that is Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, that is also enough, right? That is also enough. The Acharya has told that okay, these books are very important. So okay, only those two books, right? One needs to have some jnana, just to have some jnana in order to progress in bhakti. That's all, and that's why we need to not all the Rigveda, Tharveda, Samveda, and Yajurveda we need to learn. No, nothing like that, right? One even need not perform any austere activities, sacrifices, right? Various sacrifices, various yagnas are there. One need not do that. We are also performing yagnas. That ISKCON is also performing, but on the one gets time, yeah, Krishna says that one should not stop the yagnas process, right? He says that also. But if one is not doing, he is involved in the devotion service, like uh, 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 like uh, like previous acharyas, right? Previous acharya, what they did, Haridas Thakur, right? What they used to do, 192 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra used to run. He don't used to do any Mangalarati. He don't used to do anything else. Keep on chanting. We cannot even attempt it, right? We cannot even attempt it. Like continuously chanting, throughout the day, right? We have not that become that much pure that we are continuously chanting. 190, 16, 18 hours, 17, 18 hours, what it took. Then he used to take his first meal. Then again, again, the bodily activities, whatever is there, then it is there. So this much austerity, this much, and he goes to the town that okay, for preaching purpose, right? So this is, he doesn't needed any austere sacrifices, right? So he's a Nam Prabhu, he's a Nam Prabhu, is was Nam Acharya. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the Haridas Thakur as the Namacharya, right? At the end of his life, he was continuously chanting, right? So giving charity, one if you give charity, you not give it is not. So it is not even important to work for giving charity, right? This is also mentioned. If you don't give charity, that is also okay for a devotee. So many devotees in ISKCON are like that. They leave everything, they leave everything. They are at the young age, so they leave everything. They don't earn anything, and they completely dedicate themselves to the temple and serve there. So, if we are dedicated, if we have some use, then only one should go. If we are of no use to the temple, then we should not, take help from the Lord. Rather, we should give help to the Lord, whatever capacity we have. So for the grahastha, it is recommended that give some charity. But if you but one who is not capable to give, then it is not. Then also he will reach supreme abode if he has accepted the path of devotion service, right? If or pursuing philosophically, right? One is pursuing philosophical knowledge, gaining some gyan out of it. Always some contemplation is going on, or some fruitive activities. So all the results which are getting from this, he is not bereft of that, right? Whatever the results one is getting from there, it is already there, it is already he has done is the previous life, he will get there. He does not has to count in his in his reactions. Rather, he will go directly, he will go directly to the supreme mode, right? His end, at the end he reaches the supreme mode, right? So one should accept the path of devotion, the supremacy of the devotion service, the supremacy of the bhakta, the supremacy of the devotees is given here in this 8.27 and to it, right? So one should be dedicated fully to the Lord, right? So this is the essence. These are the essence, right? These are the essence how to attain him is talked in the 8th chapter. These chapters are basically the coverings. The karma yogi, the gyan yogi are all the coverings of the bhakti yogi, and one needs to do the bhakti yogi, and that's why it is kept in the middle also, right? These chapters are in the middle, and devotional service is the best, right? In the 9th chapter, then we will start with the with the confidential knowledge which Krishna shares, right? Which is a very important chapter, right? So Krishna's answers to Arjuna, the 8 questions here. Remember Krishna at the time of that is there. Then we learned about the remembering Krishna, how to practice remembrance of meditation. What is pure devotion service? Right? It is basically remembering of Krishna through bhakti. And then we compare the material and spiritual worlds, and where material is temporary, spiritual world is eternal. And the glories of the supreme abode, that one who reaches there never comes back, and the supremacy of the devotion in attaining the supreme. Right. Hare Krishna. Any doubts on this chapter? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anything you want to share? Anything you want to add to the 8th chapter or till the 8 chapters, whatever we have discussed till now in Bhagavad Gita? So please share. Any realizations you are having? Hare Krishna. So you all are chanting, right? Ananya Mataji, Purva Mataji, Hare Krishna.
One down, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hari Bol Mataji. Also increase Mataji, increase rounds Mataji. As as just desire for chanting. The spiritual desires are not bad. Chanting more, you want to take more names of the Lord. That desires is not bad. It's not. Hare Krishna. Pura Mataji, you also chanting?
I try Prabhuji, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
At least one round you chant Mataji. At least one round. You will realize
Yes,
then
Prabhuji.
whatever Bhagavad Gita is telling you, then you will realize, right?
Yes.
Because it is necessary,
Um,
Mataji. Right? Because meditation, if we don't do the meditation, then Bhagavad Gita's knowledge will not get you, right? Whatever is written in the Gita will not be that much useful unless and until we chant also. Right? Chanting is very necessary because ultimately the process of bhakti yogi is chanting, right? The Sankirtana Yagna is the most important thing we need to do. So please try to chant at least one round you start, and gradually increase it. you know 10 minutes daily you give to the Krishna. Krishna will, you take just one step towards Krishna, 10 steps he will come, right? Rest it is assured. And, because tesham, in 10.10 shloka, he says that tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Priti pur bhajatam priti purvakam, right? One who renders devotion, loving devotion service to him. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. He gives understanding. Ye namam upendite, so that one can comes to him, right? So if we want to go to him, he will give the understanding automatically. If we give loving devotion service, that is by chanting, right? Chanting attentively, and do visit, if you know ISKCON temples, if you have nearby you. Go to the Sunday programs. And if you want to shift our timings, we will shift for Sunday programs. But yes, you should visit also. Take darshan of Shri Shri Radha Krishna. No, it will you will realize that what is bhakti yoga. You will have blissfulness. You will have some realization, right? So it is all about realization also, because if you are not self-realized, then whatever I say, right, it is not beneficiary that much, right? Because it is the words of the Lord. Yes, we are reading, that is also beneficiary, but ultimately self-realization is very necessary, right? So at least chant. You are all Vaishnavas, you are all Bhaktas, so we can chant, right? Hare Krishna. We will end here today. पांचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।